So, Gregory, we need a cover for your character.
Okay, generally I play girls, and I'm
Okay, you can do
if I
that.
want to play.
No, you can do this. I'm
Yeah,
perfectly happy if you want to make the character female. That's great.
no, I think yeah, I think I'll go this way.
Okay.
I can trust this. For the cover. So what's the cover? Well, the cover is, I mean, she's a gangster.
Aha. So that's an interesting term because I want to avoid referencing film and Netflix and things like that. I want to understand what you mean by this in the context of this actual place and time.
Okay, so there are. Laura will correct me. She's the French one.
I will.
So you have places in France, like you have in the banlieue. Comment tu dis?
District.
Yeah.
There's no.
District with all the poverty is outside the city, and it's almost cut from the city. And you have all these like real gangs in France who develop themselves, mostly in autonomy. Okay, so she will come from one of those districts. So we call them banlieue. I mean, there's a name in English. And my reference are not Netflix or the movie, but more the French rap culture.
Okay.
Biles on this representation of violence, who makes rap, this kind of stuff. But the French cultural violence, so, it's not criminal. It's not a gangster. It's leading a criminal band.
Okay. So is there some kind of economy or goods and services that are involved? Usually,
yeah, she could be Corsican. No, like the Corsican mafia is really present in the prisons in France. It's one of the mafia who's present there. So yes, the kind of drug economy.
Okay. So when you say Corsican in this case, do you see her as being ethnic Corsican but native to the area?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds great. Yeah. Okay. So therefore, okay. Getting the feeling. So with this in mind, I will point out that we are making a character who is at least provisionally someone that we like. We don't know. We will find out what happens in play. But provisionally, the character needs to be supportable. It's very easy to get distracted and make the most colorful bastard you can.
No, yeah, that's
so. Just keeping it in mind, that's and for a character as you describe them, something about the ideology or what they achieve with their districts, with their sorcery.
Yeah,
is something to think about. Yeah,
the beginning of the Italian mafia in the beginning of the 20th century, like it's violent, but it's some kind of social service too.
Mm-hmm. Well, and most of these actually do begin in that fashion. Yeah. So let's see. Let us take a look at the person for Laura. So let's go through some of those options again. Oh, by the way, Gregory, to be an organizer of this kind, a gangster or whatever the word is that you will have to teach me of this kind, then I think that it would mostly be based on force of will. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I took 4 in will.
Right. So then put a 4 for cover as well.
Oh yeah, we have cover.
Right.
Maybe I could put 5 in will. No, I'll stay like this.
Okay. So then, in the case of our singer, are you seeing this singer as studying? Student. And so if we take a look at her will, let's go through some of the descriptors of will. Remember, I talked about the hedonistic, or what I call zest, for one of them, whereas another one is more about anger and rage. Another one is more about a belief system or ideology or worldview, like Gregory is talking about. Or we are talking perhaps about different kind of social roles. The person is either very socially adept and cool and good at working with people, and people like to get around them, or they are a slightly different version of that they're just very, very good at using other people and very good at making them, influencing them to do specific things.
I think I like the cool one.
Perfect. All right. Excellent. We say we call this social competence. They are just good at it. If we look at the sorcery, now the person could be very new to sorcery, and so they don't really have an idea of how it works yet, but they can do it. And they are probably making up how they do it as they go along or trying to learn quickly. Whereas another person is also sort of similar, but they have a trainer. They have a mentor, and they work with that mentor as part of that activity. The other ones are much more in control of what they are doing. They could be a coven member, like Gregory's character. They could be a solitary adept, somebody who has their own view of it and does it their way. Or they could be crazy. And so those are the choices for lore.
Okay.
What seems useful, or what seems excellent for this?
I kind of like the idea that she just knew at it,
Okay.
but like very self-taught.
Right.
So kind of person that's going to be really in it,
Right.
like starting something and
Right. But so she's already worked things out and has her way of coping and her routines of doing this. Is that the idea?
I'm really thinking about the two possibilities. Right. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. No, let's say she's new, because
okay.
I think
so this is I actually use the French noun in the rules. Naif.
Naif. Okay.
And so that's that. And then we also have stamina. The person is athletic, or they are very healthy, or they take drugs that keep them going, or they have this military and violent background of some kind.
The first one.
Okay. So now is this just a person who stays healthy and is not all that combat oriented, or is not like into physical culture? Or are they into physical culture? Is this a person that we will see running and training and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, more like running
Perfect.
around.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So athletic regime. Yeah. I don't know why there's a lot of French in my system. It says regime here, like a noun.
No.
I should have said regimen, which is the English word. So interesting. Who knew? This was all the way back, 22 years ago. So, all right. We have then those descriptors, and you have 10 points to put into stamina, will, and lore. How do you want to distribute? They can go any way you want. A low will is a bad idea in this game. It's the only advice I would give. You can. Probably don't have to really say that.
Okay. Or should I tell you?
Yeah.
or should I think about it?
You can think about it. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gregory, you looked like you had something to say.
Yeah, I remember the name of the district.
Oh, okay. Well, write it into the little line there, and then say it, so I can at least hear it.
La Croix-Rousse.
Not spell it, however. Okay. So.
La Croix-Rousse.
Yeah. Excellent. So we all have a little research to do for fun now.
Yeah.
A little afterwards. So then we have an idea of this parasite singing thing, and so it would provide its own ability of cover, which would boost or escalate or enhance your own singing, if that's what you want. It sounded like it. And then also, I wanted you to consider what else it can do for you. Now, it's a parasite, so its abilities are effectively your abilities. That means you turn them on and off and use them toward targets of your choice. But the demon has the big switch. The demon basically says, no, you can't do that at all. They have the power over that.
Okay.
So, and another thing to keep in mind is that all demons require constant satisfaction of some need. And so what would that be that you constantly or very frequently provide for your demon? And also, what kind of price have you paid? What evident deficit to your life or body or mind has occurred because of this relationship? And that's something Gregory needs to figure out too.
Okay.
That's the price, huh?
Mm-hmm. So, and although they don't have to be the same, it is helpful to think of the demon's need. Because, Gregory, your demon is still a little vague in my mind.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
It can be anything, basically, like, yeah.
Right. And it's kind of interesting to remember that even something very, very basic and ordinary seeming can be very strange and useful and interesting in play, very dramatic in play. Some of the silliest sounding needs have ended up being truly horrific and disturbing in psychological terms at the right moment. So think of something that would, your character has decided, well, I could do this. That's not so bad. I could do that routinely. That's worth it. And the urge to make it some kind of disgusting or horrific thing kind of goes the wrong way, because we are talking about something that your character is willing to provide.
I'm really thinking about it. I'm like,
Oh, I see. Well, another thing to think about too is what is the evidence to a knowledgeable person, another sorcerer or a demon, that this demon is there. What would it might be something that other people can see, but they would not consider to be very important. A good example, a very classic example would be just that the person has a necklace or a tattoo or something like that everybody knows about. But if a demon sees it, goes, oh. Right? Or it could be something a little bit more surreal or difficult to explain or something like that, as you see fit.